All right, so you know those YouTube channels where you never actually see the person?
The ones that are like completely faceless.
Yeah, exactly. Like they make tons of money, but nobody knows who they are.
Ah, the mysterious world of no-face YouTube.
Right. So we found this guide that breaks down how to build one of these channels, and it claims you can actually make passive income this way.
Sounds pretty tempting, right?
Totally. But like, is it really all it's cracked up to be?
Well, the guide definitely taps into this dream a lot of us have.
Of like making money without having to be on camera.
Exactly. And it's true. There are definitely successful channels out there doing exactly this.
Okay. But how does it actually work? Like what kind of videos are we even talking about here?
Think about like those product review videos you see all the time.
Oh yeah, or like those tutorials explaining how to do something.
Exactly. And get this. The guide suggests using AI tools like ChatGPT to create a lot of the content.
Wait, seriously? So I wouldn't even have to write the script myself?
Nope. You could literally give it a prompt like, write a YouTube script reviewing the top 5 budget laptops for students, and boom, it'll spit out a pretty decent starting point.
That's wild. So the AI can basically do all the heavy lifting.
Well, not exactly all of it. There are even AI tools that can create voiceovers for you.
Whoa, hold on. So you're telling me I don't even need a microphone?
Pretty much. That's how you make it truly no-face. But here's the thing. AI is amazing, but it's not perfect.
Yeah, I can imagine it might sound a little robotic.
It can, for sure. And that's where we humans still need to step in and make sure the content is actually good.
Right, like make sure it's accurate, engaging, and doesn't sound like, a robot wrote it.
Exactly. AI is a tool, but it still needs a human touch.
Okay, that makes sense. But even if the AI handles the video itself, how do you actually make money from it?
Ah, the million-dollar question. That's where affiliate marketing comes in.
Affiliate marketing, like
Yeah.
those links you see in video description.
Exactly. So imagine you've got that video about budget laptops, right?
Okay, I'm picturing that.
And in the description, you include special links to buy each laptop on Amazon.
Those are the affiliate links, right?
Yep. And if someone clicks your link and buys something, you get a commission.
Wait a minute, so I can make money just by recommending products I already use.
Precisely. It's like being a digital influencer, but without having to actually be an influencer.
Okay, I'm starting to see the potential here, but hold on. If I'm not showing my face, how do I even get people to click those links?
That's where strategy comes in. And this guide really emphasizes the importance of what they call a call to action.
A call to action, what's that?
It basically means you need to tell people to check the description for those links.
Oh, okay, so I can't just hope they'll find them on their own.
Right. You need to be a little more proactive, especially when you're not relying on your charm and personality on camera.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now, one thing that stood out to me in this guide was this tool called One Link from Amazon.
Ah, yes. One link. This is where things get really interesting.
Now, what's so special about it?
Well, it lets you earn commissions from sales in multiple countries without having to set up separate affiliate accounts for each one.
Wait, seriously. So someone in Japan could watch my video, click my link, buy something, and I'd still get paid.
Exactly. It's a game changer, especially if you want to reach a global audience.
Wow, that's incredible. But hold on, if I'm targeting people all over the world, wouldn't I need to make a bunch of different videos for different cultures?
It's definitely something to think about. Even if you're not on camera, cultural nuances can still play a role.
Like what?
Well, humor might not translate well across different countries, or slang.
Oh, I see. I definitely wouldn't want to accidentally offend anyone with a poorly chosen joke.
Right. So it's worth considering those things even if you're not showing your face.
But realistically, how much time does all of this actually take?
That's a good question. I mean, between creating the videos, finding the products, managing all those links, it seems like a lot of work for something that's supposed to be passive income.
Yeah, it's not exactly set it and forget it. So what's the secret? How do you manage it all?
Well, the guide suggests a method called batch creating. It's basically where you sit down and film a bunch of videos at once.
Oh, so like meal prepping, but for YouTube videos.
Exactly. They claim you can create a whole week's worth of content in just a couple of hours using this method.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Is there like some kind of magic formula for making that work?
Not exactly magic, but tools like Google Calendar and Drive are super helpful for staying organized.
So it's not as simple as just setting up the channel and letting it run on autopilot.
Right, there's still work involved, but the potential payoff is huge.
Okay, I'm starting to get the bigger picture here. But what about this whole clickbait thing?
Ah, yes, the clickbait debate.
Yeah, the guide seemed a little torn on whether or not it's a good idea.
It's tricky. On one hand, a slightly clickbaity title might get you more views.
Right, because it grabs people's attention.
But on the other hand, if the video doesn't actually deliver on what the title promises, you risk losing your audience's trust.
And that trust is super important, especially for those affiliate links.
Exactly. You want to grab attention, but you also don't want to be misleading.
So it's a delicate balance. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. We talked about using AI to make the videos, how affiliate marketing works, and even touched on the whole clickbait thing. What else do we need to know to make this no-face YouTube thing actually work?
We've talked a lot about like the technical stuff.
Yeah, like the AI and the affiliate links.
Right, but there's another side to this whole thing.
What do you mean?
The human element.
Wait, I thought the whole point of no-face YouTube was to, like, avoid the human element.
True, you're not literally showing your face.
Right.
But think about the channels you enjoy watching, even the ones without faces.
Okay.
There's still a sense of personality there.
Like, what do you mean?
Like a style or something that makes them unique.
Oh, okay. Like those cooking videos where you never see the chef?
Yeah.
But, like, the way they chop vegetables is so calming?
Exactly. Or like animation channels with that sarcastic humor.
Even though it's just text on the screen.
Right. Someone created that
Okay.
voice, that feeling.
So you're saying even with AI handling the script and voiceover, I still need to think about my channel's personality.
Absolutely. Think of AI as like a really advanced paintbrush.
Okay.
You're still the artist. You decide what kind of painting you want to create.
I like that analogy, but, like, why is that so important?
Well, think about it. People connect with people.
Yeah.
Not just information.
True.
Imagine you're researching a new coffee maker.
Okay.
You watch a bunch of review videos. Which ones do you actually remember?
Probably the ones where the person making the video, like,
Yeah.
seemed like they had a personality.
Exactly. It's that human touch that makes a channel stand out.
Even if you never actually see the human.
Right. So even if you're going no face, you can't just pump out generic content.
And expect people to stick around.
Nope. You got to put some thought into your channel's identity.
Okay. I see your point.
Yeah.
So it's not just about following the guide step by step.
Right. The guide provides a good framework, but you got to decide what kind of channel you're building.
So, like, what are my goals? What kind of audience do I want to reach?
Exactly. Do you want to
Okay.
be a content factory just churning out stuff?
Or create something with a unique voice,
That's the question. And that brings us to another point.
which is,
Why are you doing this?
well, I mean, obviously making money is a big part of it,
Of course.
but I also like the idea of sharing my knowledge with people.
That's great because even if your face isn't on screen, your passions will still come through in your content.
Okay, I'm getting it. The human touch matters.
It does, even in the faceless world of YouTube.
Okay, but can we talk about something that's been bugging me?
Sure. What's up?
The ethical side of all this.
Ah, yes. The ethics of AI-generated content.
It's a big topic these days.
It is.
We touched on clickbait, but what about being upfront about using AI?
You mean like telling people that you're using it?
Yeah. Is it okay to let viewers think I'm creating all this content myself?
When it's actually mostly AI-generated.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. There's no easy answer.
So what are people saying about it?
Well, some people think that as long as the information is accurate, it doesn't really matter how it's created.
So it's all about delivering on what you promise.
Right. But other people believe that transparency is key
Why?
to build trust with your audience.
I can see that side of it too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, on one hand, I don't want to mislead anyone,
Right.
but on the other hand, I don't want people to think my channel is just a bunch of robot content.
It's a tough balance for sure.
So there's no right or wrong answer.
It depends on your own values and what feels right to you.
Okay, fair enough. Can we move on to something a bit more concrete?
Sure.
The guide talked about choosing the right affiliate products.
Oh, yeah, that's super important.
What do they mean by that?
It means thinking about the products you promote
Okay.
and making sure they fit with your channel.
So, like, if my channel is about budget travel,
Right.
I shouldn't be recommending luxury hotels.
Yeah. Exactly. You want to recommend stuff that your audience will actually be interested in.
So I shouldn't just grab any random product with a high commission rate?
Definitely not. Remember, you're using your credibility to recommend these products.
Yeah, that's true.
If you recommend a bunch of junk, people won't trust you anymore.
And then they won't click my links.
Right. So choose products that you actually believe in.
How do I know if a product is good?
Well, ideally, you should use it yourself.
Okay.
But you can also do research. Read reviews, compare prices.
But there's more to it than just slapping some links in the description box.
Way more. You got to put some effort into it.
Okay. I'm starting to understand. So we've covered ethics affiliate products and the importance of that human touch.
Right.
Anything else we need to unpack from this guide?
One more thing I want to highlight.
What's that?
It goes back to that one link tool.
Oh, yeah. The one that lets you earn commissions from other countries.
Exactly. Well, the guide makes a point about being mindful of cultural differences.
Oh, right. What works in one country might not work in another.
Exactly. Humor, slang, even visual stuff can vary widely.
So even though I'm not showing my face,
Mm-hmm.
I still need to be sensitive to those differences.
You do, and this is where research comes in handy.
Or maybe talking to people from different cultures.
Great idea. It's like that saying, think globally, act locally.
I get it. You're tapping into a global marketplace.
Right.
But you still need to tailor your approach.
Exactly. But all this talk about global reach and cultural sensitivity,
Yeah.
it's got me thinking,
About what?
how do I manage all of this?
It does seem like a lot to juggle, especially when we're talking about creating like a week's worth of content.
In just a couple of hours.
Yeah, using batch creating, it seems kind of overwhelming.
It can be, but remember those tools we talked about.
I mean, like Google Calendar and Drive.
Yeah, exactly. They can really help with that.
So it's not just about being efficient with the videos themselves.
Nope. It's about having systems in place for the whole process.
Okay, that makes sense. But,
Mm.
all this talk about organization and efficiency,
Yeah.
it kind of brings us back to that big question we touched on earlier.
Which one?
Can you really connect with an audience if you stay completely anonymous?
Ah, yeah, that's a really interesting question.
We talked about how faceless channels still needs personality.
Right.
But can you really build those connections without ever revealing who you are?
It's tough to say there's no one-size-fits-all answer.
So how do you balance wanting to be anonymous with that need to connect with people?
I think it comes down to finding a comfortable level of anonymity.
Like, what do you mean?
You don't have to show your face or use your real name,
Right.
but you can still share parts of yourself.
Like my interests or hobbies.
Exactly. The things that make you you.
So it's kind of like creating a persona for your channel
Yeah, that captures the essence of who you are.
without giving away all the personal details.
Exactly. It's like musicians using stage names
Oh, I see.
or authors with pen names.
It gives them a way to express themselves
Right.
while still maintaining some privacy,
Exactly. And that can be really appealing for some people.
especially those who are introverted or camera shy.
For sure. Not everyone wants to be in the spotlight.
And that's totally okay.
It is, the internet allows for different ways of being yourself.
Okay, so it's about being intentional with your level of anonymity.
Mm-hmm.
But let's look at this from the viewer's perspective.
Okay.
Do you think people even care if a creator is anonymous?
I think it depends on the type of content.
Like how so?
If I'm watching a tutorial on fixing a leaky faucet,
Right.
I don't really care who the plumber is.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
But for other types of videos, like personal development or advice,
Right. Knowing the creator's background might matter more.
it adds credibility.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like the difference between a news article
Okay.
and a personal essay.
Both can be informative.
But the personal touch adds something extra.
And even if a creator stays anonymous, their values will still come through in their work.
Absolutely. The topics, they choose their style, their voice,
It all reflects who they are.
even if we never see their face.
Okay, so we've talked about anonymity from both sides now.
Mm-hmm.
But before we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
there's one more thing from the guide I want to highlight.
What's that?
The importance of having a long-term vision.
Ah, yes. The guide really stressed that.
It talked about consistency, patience, and constantly learning.
It's the stuff that doesn't always get talked about.
Right. It's easy to get caught up in the dream of passive income,
For sure.
but building a successful channel takes time.
And effort.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Well said. You got to pace yourself. Find what works for you.
And be prepared to adapt,
Exactly. And that's where having a clear vision helps.
because it keeps you motivated when things get tough.
Absolutely. If your only goal is to make money,
Yeah.
you'll probably burn out pretty quickly.
But if you're passionate about your niche, that passion will keep you going.
Exactly. It's like any entrepreneurial journey
It's about building something you believe in,
and something that provides value to others.
whether it's entertainment or information or inspiration.
Well said.
So there you have it, folks.
That's the no-face YouTube world in a nutshell.
We've explored the tools, the strategies, the ethical stuff.
And the long-term vision.
If you're thinking about starting a channel,
Mm-hmm.
remember, it's not a get-rich-quick scheme,
Nope. It takes work
but it's an exciting opportunity
to connect with a global audience.
on your own terms.
So do your research experiment.
And most importantly, have fun.
Don't forget to have fun.
That's a great note to end on.
It is.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
We'll see you next time.